What's going on, watch people? Skip at Watching SRQ here with the Mondaine Stop2go. And right up front, I know you've seen it. I know what you're here for. You're here to see this watch do its funky little trick. Coming up in 3, 2, 1. The ticking minute hand and the stopping second hand of the Mondaine Stop2go. So, before we really dig in, let's do a quick wristwatch check. Today I am wearing the Vostok Komandirsky model 350504 on a NATO strap from our good friends at WatchGecko because the bracelet that came with this was really horrific. So, let's move back to the Mondaine. Whoosh! So, there are lots of specs out there. If you really have to know, this guy's a 41 millimeter case. It's 11.5 millimeters thick, 47 millimeter lug to lug, and it takes 20 millimeter straps. There's a lot of history behind this watch. I was really drawn in the first time I saw a post on social media about this guy. I saw the ticking minute hand like that. And I was just captured by it and said, hey, I got to look into this. So I went looking and found the Stop2go, and which is based on a Swiss railway clock that they put into use back in 1944, where the movement stops the second hand at 12 o'clock for 2 seconds after a 58-second sweep, and then it pauses and it syncs to the Swiss railway central official clock over a phone line. So I thought the history was really cool. I got curious about all the details on the dial. On every Mondaine Swiss railway watch, you will see the Swiss railway logo followed by a series of initials. The initials SBB, CFF, FFS. These are the initials of the Swiss Federal Railways in German, French, and Italian, the major languages of Switzerland. And so I got my ducats together and I got one of these guys. So I put it on and I wore it for a while, and every time it was coming up on the minute hand or the second hand getting to 12 o'clock, I would stop and I would watch and I would go, hee hee hee, that's really cool. And after a while, that thought kind of wore thin. Amusing, but not enough to keep me coming back all the time, and I kind of put the watch away for a while. So after a few other watches, and I looked back at my collection and said, hey, what about that Swiss railway watch? I started to wear it again just because I felt like it needed some love. And I really started to look more closely at it beyond that little trick that it's got. And here it goes again. I like that. And started to look more closely at the design. I looked at the dial, which is very simple. Most Mondaines I've seen before had printed dials. You'll find here, though, that if you got really close in on the indexes with a magnifier, they're actually applied indices. A really nice detail. I appreciated the fact that it's got the cool enamel inlay on the back. Just a nice touch. But overall, the case design seems to be the thing that I keep coming back to. The lugs of the watch hit the case and hit a band that runs all the way around to the other lug. That's actually inlaid into the case. There's a kind of a track it fits into. It's really well thought out. I really appreciate the design. It's got the interesting crown, or not crown, but rather that is an electronic switch that you use to set the time. Rather than a traditional crown, it's a controller. So when you move it, when you pop it out, you move it in, hold it in one direction, it'll move the time, and you'll be able to pulse your way back to the correct time. And then when you set the switch back into its storage position, the second hand will resume its sweep. But yeah, really, it's the case and the details. The brushing is really well done around the watch. The strap is actually really nice too. It's got a signed buckle. It says Mondaine there. At the time that I bought this, I was really into changing straps, as I still am, and I kind of put this strap away, thinking that I was going to do better and put a pearl-on strap on for the summer. That was kind of a huge mistake. The pearl-on strap actually temporarily stained the back of the watch case. I'm thankful that dye that transferred onto the back seems to have rubbed away over time, and we're back to having a nice, clean, non-damaged case back. I'm thrilled with that, of course. But I found that this strap suits it very well. It's simple, very flexible. Right out of the case, didn't take any break-in time. So yeah, the overall finishing is really well done. That's what's kept me with this watch. It doesn't have any lume at all. In the intervening time since I bought this one, Mondaine has come out with another variant called the backlight, where they address that problem by putting a lume onto the back of the black hands. It charges by reflected light from the dial, and then it displays against the white dial. The lume shines and causes an outline around the hands, which is a very cool effect. I don't think that I'll be rebuying it just because they came up with that brilliant idea, but if you're looking for one of these, it is awfully nifty, and I would probably bias in that direction these days if I were buying now. They do also have a couple of other variants. There is a black dial if you want something darker, so black dial, white indices. There is a special edition that they've taken a piece of locomotive steel, punched out rings, and then applied it to the bezel. There's an alternate enameled caseback for those watches. So I don't know if you're really into the locomotive history and so forth. That might be appealing. But for me, it's all come down to the whole package. I love the movement. Let's not kid ourselves. It's cool. But the case design has really just become the thing that I notice most often. I appreciate the anti-reflective sapphire crystal. And then the little switch design is nifty. That dual quartz movement that entertains us so with this one. So in any case, it's a really nice little watch, and I'm really glad I bought it. I'd regretted it for a while because I thought it was a one-trick pony, but I've come to really enjoy it. This has been Skip at Watching SRQ. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and you can find me on Instagram at Watching SRQ, and peace out.